Are you curious about life's mysteries? Do you enjoy hearing stories that inspire and help you grow? Life isn't always what it seems. Some days are tough, while others feel magical. For many, it's a vast, unpredictable journey filled with twists and turns. But what if I told you that it's in these uncertainties where life's true beauty lies? This summary is here to guide you toward becoming the best version of yourself, to help you shape your personality, strengthen your character, and see the world through a brighter lens. By exploring the inspiring stories of individuals who turned their struggles into triumphs, you'll discover the power of resilience, hope, and kindness. Let me share one story that truly resonates. Mark was an 8th grader when he experienced something that would forever alter his perspective on life. On his way home one afternoon, he noticed a boy ahead of him stumble and drop everything he was carrying. Books, clothes, a tape recorder, and even a baseball glove scattered across the ground. Without hesitation, Mark rushed over to help. As they picked up the belongings, Mark learned the boy's name was Bill. They were heading in the same direction, so Mark offered to walk with him. During their walk, Bill began to open up. He shared his love for baseball, history, and video games, but also mentioned he was going through some tough times, struggles at school and issues in his personal life. Mark listened attentively, offering support and advice without judgment. When they arrived at Bill's house, Bill invited Mark to stay a bit longer. They spent the afternoon chatting, drinking soda, and watching TV. That day marked the start of a deep friendship. They continued to support each other through middle school, high school, and beyond. But it wasn't until years later, just before their high school graduation, that Mark learned the full impact of that simple act of kindness. One day, Bill asked Mark if they could talk alone. "Do you remember the day we first met?" Bill asked. Mark smiled. "Of course, I remember." Bill took a deep breath. "That day, I was on my way home to end my life," he confessed. "Everything I carried wasn't just stuff from school, it was everything from my locker. I didn't want to leave anything behind or burden anyone. But when you stopped to help me, something changed. You made me feel like I mattered, like maybe life was worth living after all. You didn't just help me pick up my things, Mark. You gave me hope. You saved my life." Mark was stunned. What he thought was a small gesture had meant the world to someone else. This story reminds us of a profound truth: even the simplest actions can have extraordinary impacts. A kind word, a listening ear, or a helping hand might just be what someone needs to keep going. So, as you go about your day, remember this: the smallest gestures can make the biggest difference. You never know how your kindness could inspire someone else, or even save a life. If you found this story meaningful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. Let's spread these messages of hope and resilience far and wide. What if a simple hug could brighten someone's day, or even transform their life? In today's world, small acts of kindness often carry incredible power. This story of a man known as the hugging judge will leave you inspired by how even the simplest gesture can make a big difference. Let me introduce you to Lee Shapiro, a retired judge from the United States. Lee earned his unique nickname for one heartfelt reason: he believed in the transformative power of love and affection, expressed through something as simple as a hug. Lee's mission was straightforward: spread kindness through hugs. His car sported a bumper sticker that read, "Don't bug me, just hug me," and he carried a special hugger kit everywhere he went. The kit contained small red hearts inscribed with the words, "A heart for a hug." Each time Lee hugged someone, he'd give them a heart as a token of warmth and connection. As his reputation grew, Lee became a sought-after speaker at conventions and seminars, inspiring audiences to practice unconditional love. However, the media in San Francisco wasn't convinced. Reporters claimed his hugs only worked because his audiences were already sympathetic to his message. So, they issued a challenge: could Lee's approach work in the real world? With a TV crew following him, Lee took his mission to the streets of San Francisco. First stop, a woman carrying groceries. Lee introduced himself. "Hi, I'm Lee Shapiro, the hugging judge. Would you like a hug in exchange for this heart?" She smiled and accepted the hug, much to Lee's delight, but the TV crew dismissed it as an easy win. Next stop, a police officer in the middle of a heated argument over a parking ticket. Undeterred, Lee approached and said, "You look like you could use a hug right now. I'm Lee Shapiro, the hugging judge." To everyone's surprise, the officer accepted the hug, calming the tension in the moment. For the final challenge, the crew pointed Lee toward a notoriously grumpy San Francisco bus driver. Approaching the driver, Lee said, "Hello, I'm Lee Shapiro, the hugging judge. You probably have one of the most stressful jobs in the world. Would you like a hug to brighten your day?" The burly, bearded driver responded, "Why not," and embraced Lee in a big hug. The TV crew was astonished, with one host admitting, "This is incredible. I'm truly impressed." Lee didn't stop there. One day, his friend Nancy Johnstone, a professional clown, invited him to visit a care facility for disabled individuals. She encouraged him to bring his hugger kit to share kindness with patients who were paralyzed, terminally ill, or mentally disabled. Armed with balloons, party hats, and snacks, Lee and Nancy arrived at the facility determined to bring joy. With the help of doctors and nurses, they visited patients one by one, offering hugs and words of encouragement. The room filled with laughter and warmth as patients smiled, some for the first time in days. Lee's hugs brought a sense of connection that transcended words. Lee Shapiro's story reminds us of a profound truth: small acts of love and kindness can create ripple effects far greater than we imagine. A simple hug, a kind word, or a thoughtful gesture might be just what someone needs to feel seen, valued, and hopeful. So, what's stopping you from spreading kindness today? You never know how your actions might brighten someone's life, or even change it. If this story inspired you, hit the like button, subscribe, and share it with others who might need a reminder of the power of kindness. Together, we can make the world a little warmer, one hug at a time. Can a single hug or a simple realization transform a life? Sometimes, the smallest gestures or insights hold the greatest power. These inspiring stories show how acts of love, self-acceptance, and wisdom can create profound change. Lee Shapiro, famously known as the hugging judge, had a mission: spread love, one hug at a time. Armed with his hugger kit, filled with red hearts reading, "A Heart for a Hug," Lee would offer hugs to strangers, sparking joy and connection wherever he went. One day, Lee and his friend Nancy visited a care facility for severely disabled individuals. They brought balloons, party hats, and snacks to brighten the patient's day. As they moved from room to room, spreading laughter and hugs, they finally arrived at the last ward. Here, the patients were severely affected. The sight was overwhelming, but Lee and Nancy were determined to bring joy. One patient, Leonard, stood out. He wore a bib to catch the saliva that constantly dripped from his mouth and seemed withdrawn from the world. Lee hesitated, unsure if he could comfort Leonard, but Nancy encouraged him. Together, they placed a party hat on Leonard's head, stuck a red heart sticker on his bib, and gave him a warm, heartfelt hug. What happened next stunned everyone. Leonard made soft, playful sounds, almost like a lamb bleating. For the first time in 23 years, Leonard smiled. The room erupted with joy, and the staff couldn't believe it. A single hug had sparked a profound change, proving that love and kindness can touch even the most guarded hearts. At a motivational convention, Virginia, a speaker known for her empowering messages, was asked a simple question by a 15-year-old girl. "How can I become successful and be the best version of myself?" Virginia's response was profound in its simplicity: "I am me." The room fell silent, and Virginia explained the deeper meaning. She told the audience, "You are already your best version because there's no one else like you in this world. Your words, thoughts, and actions make you unique." While others may share similarities, you are entirely your own person. Virginia emphasized personal responsibility. Every emotion you feel, every action you take, every word you speak, it's all your choice. Your dreams, hopes, and fears are uniquely yours, as are your successes and failures. No one controls your life but you. Her message was clear: build a strong relationship with yourself. Learn to accept who you are, flaws and all. She closed her talk with a powerful reminder. You are who you are, and that is perfectly okay. Sherry, an ordinary woman with extraordinary insight, crafted a set of 10 timeless principles called the Rules for Being Human. These principles remind us of life's simple truths and how to navigate them. Here are a few highlights. 1. You will receive a body. It may not be perfect, but it's yours to take care of. 2. You will learn lessons. Life is your teacher, and every day brings a new opportunity to grow. 3. There are no mistakes, only lessons. Failure is just another step toward learning and improving. 4. The answers lie within you. Trust yourself, you have the wisdom you need to navigate life's challenges. These rules teach us to embrace life's imperfections, find lessons in every experience, and celebrate our journey. Whether it's the warmth of a hug, the empowerment of self-acceptance, or the wisdom of life's rules, these stories remind us of the power of small actions and simple truths. You have the ability to inspire change, within yourself and in the world around you. So, take a moment today to spread kindness, embrace your uniqueness, and trust your path. If these stories inspired you, make sure to like, subscribe, and share. Together, let's create a world filled with love, hope, and endless possibilities. How can simple truths shape the way we live? The rules for being human remind us of life's most essential lessons, offering wisdom for embracing every moment. Let's dive into these timeless principles in a heartfelt story that teaches us the true value of honesty and integrity. 1. You will receive a body. Your body is yours for life. It may not be perfect, but it's the only one you'll ever have. Embrace it, care for it, and appreciate the vessel that carries you through life. 2. You will learn lessons. Life is a constant teacher. From birth to the final moments, every experience provides an opportunity to grow. 3. There are no mistakes, only lessons. What we call mistakes are simply steps along the learning path. Treat failures as opportunities for growth, not as barriers. 4. Lessons are repeated until learned. If you don't fully understand a lesson, it will show up again, sometimes in different forms, until you're ready to move forward. 5. Learning never ends. Life is an ongoing journey of discovery. No matter how much you think you know, there's always more to learn. 6. There is no better than here. You are exactly where you need to be. Focus on the present and appreciate the blessings of now instead of longing for an imagined future. 7. Others are mirrors of you. The people in your life reflect parts of you. When you cultivate self-love and understanding, you'll see your relationships flourish. 8. What you need is within you. Everything you need, strength, worth, and wisdom, is already inside you. The challenge is to recognize and use these inner resources. 9. Your answers lie in your experiences. Look to your life for guidance. Every experience, good or bad, contributes to your understanding and shapes your journey. 10. You will forget all this. As humans, we often forget these truths. Return to them regularly, letting them guide you until they become second nature. These principles invite us to fully embrace life, learn from every moment, and appreciate the beauty of our shared human experience. Bobby Lewis was a loving father of 2 boys, 3-year-old Michael, who dreamed of becoming a lawyer, and 7-year-old Kurt, who wanted to be a doctor. One sunny afternoon, Bobby decided to take his sons out for some fun, so they headed to a golf park. At the entrance, Bobby approached the ticket counter and asked, "How much are the tickets?" The attendant replied, "It's $3 for adults and children over 6. Kids 6 and under are free. How old are your boys? Bobby glanced at his sons. The younger one is 3, and the older one is 7. The ticket seller was surprised. You could have said the older one was 6, and I wouldn't have known. Why did you tell the truth when you could have saved $3? Bobby smiled and replied, yes, I could have saved $3, but I'd have lost something far more valuable, my integrity. Someday, my boys will remember this moment, and I want them to know that honesty is always worth more than a few dollars. That simple choice to do what was right left an impression on his sons, and now, on all of us. Whether it's living by the rules for being human or modeling integrity for the next generation, these stories remind us to embrace life with honesty, purpose, and an open heart. What small actions can you take today to live more meaningfully? If this inspired you, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share with someone who could use a little extra encouragement. Together, we can make life richer, one small step at a time. What does it mean to leave behind a legacy of love? Sometimes, the most profound impact we have isn't measured by success or achievements but by the love we share. Let's explore the story of Al, a father whose actions left a lasting imprint on his son and a powerful lesson for us all. Al was a loving husband and father to 2 boys, Ernie and Jesse. One night, Jesse woke up with severe stomach pain. Thinking it was something minor, Alabama and his wife encouraged him to sleep it off. Tragically, Jesse passed away in his sleep from undiagnosed appendicitis. The loss shattered Al's world. He blamed himself, convinced that had he acted sooner, his son might still be alive. Struggling with guilt and grief, Al and his wife eventually separated. Left alone to care for Ernie, Al fell into a spiral of depression and alcohol dependency. Over time, he lost everything, his home, his possessions, and his sense of purpose. Eventually, consumed by despair, Al ended his life in a motel room, leaving behind a legacy that, to many, seemed marked only by tragedy. When motivational speaker Bobby G. first heard Al's story, she was heartbroken and angry. It seemed like such a waste, a man who had lost everything and ended his life without leaving behind anything meaningful. Then, Bobby had the chance to meet Ernie, Al's surviving son. To her surprise, Ernie was kind, compassionate, and full of positivity. He radiated warmth and generosity, which seemed impossible given his challenging upbringing. Curious, Bobby asked, Ernie, your father struggled with alcoholism and depression. Didn't you grow up resenting him? How are you so kind and caring despite everything you've been through? Ernie smiled softly and replied, my father was far from perfect, but he was loving. No matter what happened, every night, he would hug me and tell me he loved me. That's what I remember. That's what shaped me. Hearing this, Bobby was stunned. She had assumed Al's life was a failure, but she realized she was wrong. Despite his flaws and struggles, Al had given his son something irreplaceable, a foundation of love. Through his nightly hugs and words of affirmation, Al had instilled in Ernie the values of kindness, compassion, and resilience. Ernie's character was a testament to the love his father had shown him, even in the midst of hardship. This story teaches us that even when we feel like we've fallen short, the love we give can leave a lasting impact. Al may not have lived a perfect life, but he gave Ernie the tools to thrive and inspire others. What legacy are you creating? Sometimes, it's not about grand gestures but the small, consistent acts of love that truly matter. If this story touched your heart, like this video, share it with someone who might need to hear it, and don't forget to subscribe for more stories of hope and inspiration. Sometimes, the pure determination and love of a child can remind us of the incredible strength we all possess. This is the story of Rocky Lyons, a 5-year-old boy whose courage turned a near tragedy into a story of resilience and hope. Rocky and his mother, C, were traveling through Alabama in their truck. As they crossed a bridge, Rocky, half asleep, stretched his legs across C's lap while she drove. Suddenly, they hit a pothole, causing the truck to swerve dangerously. Before C could regain control, Rocky's leg got wedged between her and the steering wheel, making it impossible to steer. The truck veered off the road and plunged 20 feet into a ravine. The crash jolted Rocky awake. Though uninjured, he saw his mother bleeding heavily, her face deeply wounded, and her arm broken. Despite the confusion and fear, Rocky remained calm and determined to help. Climbing out of the wreckage, he managed to pull his injured mother out, despite her protests to just let her sleep. Rocky refused to let her give up. Unable to leave his injured mother alone, Rocky supported her as they began the excruciating climb up to the road. Inch by inch, they crawled, with C on the verge of passing out from pain and blood loss. But Rocky's voice kept her going. "We can do this, Mom. I think I can," he said, over and over, inspiring her to keep moving. After what felt like an eternity, the two finally reached the road. Rocky flagged down a passing car, and help arrived. C was rushed to the hospital, where doctors treated her severe injuries. When asked how she found the strength to survive, C credited her son's unwavering determination. Rocky's story reminds us that courage isn't limited by age. Sometimes, the smallest among us have the biggest hearts. No matter how steep the climb or daunting the challenge, resilience, hope, and a little encouragement can make all the difference. If you found this story inspiring, leave a comment about a time when someone's encouragement helped you persevere. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more uplifting stories like this one. When disaster strikes, extraordinary efforts often rise to meet the need. This is the inspiring story of how bold leadership and collective determination turned a seemingly impossible goal into reality. In the wake of a devastating tornado in Barrie, Canada, homes were destroyed, lives were lost, and the community was left reeling. Among those moved by the tragedy was Bob Templeton, Vice President of Telemedia Communications. Templeton knew he wanted to do something significant to help, but the challenge ahead seemed monumental. Gathering his team in the office, Templeton presented an audacious idea. "How would you like to raise $3 million in just 3 hours over the next 3 business days?" The room fell silent. Many thought it was impossible. But Templeton wasn't asking whether it could be done, he wanted to know if they were willing to try. Encouraged by their agreement, Templeton wrote 3 large 3s on a whiteboard and divided it into 2 columns. Why we can't. How we can. Without hesitation, Templeton crossed out the "why we can't" column, declaring that doubt had no place in their effort. The team would focus only on solutions. Brainstorming began in earnest. One person suggested hosting a special radio program to reach donors, but skeptics pointed out that telemedia's reach was limited to Ontario and Quebec. Another idea proposed inviting Canadian broadcasting legends Harvey Kirk and Lloyd Robertson to anchor the show. However, this too seemed far-fetched, both were famous TV personalities, not radio hosts. Despite the hurdles, Templeton's team pressed on. Within 3 days, they had organized a 3-hour nationwide radio program broadcast across 50 stations. Against the odds, Harvey Kirk and Lloyd Robertson agreed to host, lending credibility and gravitas to the initiative. The program aired, captivating audiences across Canada. By the end of the 3 hours, Templeton and his team had raised an astounding $3 million in donations for the tornado victims. Templeton's story is a testament to the power of focusing on possibilities rather than obstacles. By eliminating doubt and inspiring his team to think creatively, he turned a lofty dream into an impactful reality. The 333 story reminds us that when faced with challenges, mindset matters. By shifting focus from "why it can't be done" to "how it can," even the most ambitious goals can be achieved. What challenges are you facing that could use a "how we can" mindset? Share your thoughts in the comments. And if this story inspired you, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share for more uplifting stories. This is the story of John Corcoran, a man who faced incredible odds due to his inability to read but still carved out a path to success. It's a tale of perseverance, creativity, and resilience. From a young age, John Corcoran struggled with dyslexia, which made reading impossible for him. Words on a page seemed to dance and shift, and despite his best efforts, the letters never made sense. Back then, dyslexia was not well understood, and John was often misjudged as lazy or unintelligent. Teachers, unaware of his condition, punished him for not keeping up. Standing at the blackboard, unable to read, John felt trapped in a cycle of shame. Determined to find his place, John excelled in other areas. He joined his high school basketball team, became MVP, and was crowned prom king. However, the nagging reality of his reading struggles lingered. Upon graduating, college seemed unattainable, but he took a leap of faith and enrolled at the University of Texas. Using clever strategies, like selecting courses with multiple-choice exams and seeking help from classmates, John managed to earn his degree. Surprisingly, John became a teacher. He relied on students to read aloud in class and chose tests that didn't require extensive written responses. While he outwardly appeared successful, John felt imprisoned by his illiteracy, often staring at the ceiling for hours in despair. John's life changed when he met Kathy, a bright and supportive nurse. At first, Kathy didn't believe John's confession about his inability to read. But reality set in when she saw him struggle to read a bedtime story to their daughter. Kathy stepped in, reading and writing for John, helping him navigate everyday tasks. At 28, John ventured into real estate, taking out a $2,500 loan to purchase and renovate properties. His business thrived, and soon he was hiring secretaries, lawyers, and accountants to handle the details he couldn't. Incredibly, John became a millionaire despite being unable to read signs like push or pull. When the economy shifted, John's business faced difficulties. Tenants left, legal letters piled up, and his finances began to crumble. John dreaded the possibility of having to reveal his secret in court. But instead of giving up, John found ways to persevere. He surrounded himself with trustworthy people, adapted his methods, and continued working tirelessly. John's story is a testament to resilience and ingenuity. Despite a challenge that could have stopped him entirely, he found ways to succeed, showing that determination can overcome even the most daunting obstacles. John's journey teaches us that limitations don't define us, our attitude and persistence do. Whatever challenges you face, remember, you have the ability to find solutions and carve out your own path to success. If this story inspired you, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more motivational stories that show the strength of the human spirit. At 48 years old, John Corcoran made two bold decisions that transformed his life. First, he mortgaged his family home for one last business loan. Second, he walked into a library and confessed a lifelong secret: "I can't read." Overwhelmed, he broke down in tears. The librarian assigned him a tutor, a 65-year-old grandmother with remarkable patience. She began by teaching him the basics, letter by letter, like a child learning to read for the first time. It took a year of relentless effort, but John finally unlocked the ability to read. This breakthrough not only reignited his business but also gave him a profound sense of pride and freedom. John's transformation didn't go unnoticed. At an entrepreneurs conference in San Diego, he shared his story with 200 successful businesspeople. He revealed that just a year earlier, he had been illiterate. The audience was astonished. His advocacy work grew, and he was invited to join the board of San Diego's Literacy Council. Traveling across the U.S., he inspired countless individuals with his message: "We can't waste time blaming illiterate people. We need to teach them. Illiteracy is a form of bondage." John's newfound ability to read brought joy and empowerment. He eagerly consumed magazines, pamphlets, and even billboards. His story became a testament to the idea that it's never too late to learn, grow, and overcome life's challenges. John's journey reminds us that determination and support can break down even the most daunting barriers. If he could teach himself to read and rebuild his life at 48, there's no limit to what you can achieve. Jeffrey's story offers another profound lesson about the value of presence and compassion. One day, Jeffrey was stuck in traffic, rushing to an important business appointment. His mind raced as he strategized ways to make up for lost time. When the light turned green, his foot hovered over the gas pedal, ready to speed ahead. But something stopped him. A blind couple crossed the busy 8-lane intersection in front of him, holding their children close. The father guided a young boy by the hand, while the mother carried an infant in her arms. Jeffrey felt his anxiety melt away, replaced by awe for their courage. Then, an extraordinary thing happened. The rush-hour chaos paused. Cars in all lanes remained stationary, despite green lights. Drivers and pedestrians alike offered gentle guidance. Turn a bit to your right. Just a little more, you're almost there. The couple carefully adjusted their steps until they reached the other side. For a moment, everyone on the road was united, not by impatience, but by a shared act of kindness. Jeffrey realized that life isn't just about appointments and deadlines. It's about slowing down to truly see, appreciate, and connect with the world around us. Amid life's chaos, don't forget to pause, reflect, and extend kindness to others. Moments of compassion and presence can inspire us more than any deadline or achievement. If these stories moved you, be sure to like, share, and subscribe for more inspiring tales that celebrate the resilience and beauty of the human spirit. Jeffrey's encounter at the intersection shifted his perspective profoundly. Watching the blind couple navigate life's challenges with resilience and courage made him reflect on his own approach to life. He realized he needed to stop rushing through moments and start appreciating the present, the gift of sight, the ability to help others, and the small yet extraordinary wonders life offers every day. From that day forward, Jeffrey embraced mindfulness, living fully in the here and now. Through these stories from Chicken Soup for the Soul, we've explored timeless lessons about love, resilience, and gratitude. 1. The power of love. Life is most meaningful when we express and share love. Acts of kindness, no matter how small, can leave lasting impacts. 2. Self-love and confidence. Embrace who you are. Success doesn't require perfection, it comes from learning from mistakes and staying true to yourself. 3. Parenting with purpose. While no parent is perfect, setting a positive example for your children shapes them and teaches you valuable life lessons. 4. Gratitude. Life's most meaningful treasures are often invisible, felt through the heart. Take time to appreciate the intangible joys around you. 5. Resilience. Life's challenges can feel overwhelming, but with determination, creativity, and action, no obstacle is insurmountable. 6. Perseverance. Every hurdle is an opportunity for growth. Your response to challenges defines your path forward. 7. Universal kindness. Across all cultures and differences, kindness is a universal language. A small act can create ripple effects, inspiring hope and connection. Life's greatest joys aren't in material possessions, they're in relationships, acts of compassion, and moments of gratitude. When you face challenges, trust yourself, stay positive, and never give up. Thank you for joining this journey through Chicken Soup for the Soul. Let these stories inspire you to pause, reflect, and cherish the simple moments. If you enjoyed this summary, please like, share, and subscribe to our channel. Let us know your favorite takeaway in the comments below, and stay tuned for more inspiring audiobook summaries. Together, let's create a community that uplifts and inspires one another. See you in the next video.